because the 400 team now is a little bit open. A little bit open because Fred Kerley is not going to run the 400. Gordon, you brought this to my attention yesterday, and I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked that he is opting for the 100 and 200, not the 400. I could see him doing a double, like adding something to his plate, but I thought it was going to be in addition to the 400. I didn't think he would remove the 400 entirely. And you look at it from both sides. So 400, obviously, bronze medalist, top 5 in the world at worst right now. You could make an argument for sure that he's still top 3. And he's really, up until this year, only run the 400. That's been the main focus of his career, run sub 44. So it's a very big surprise that he's leaving that event. And then you look at the other side, what is he jumping into? Well, that 100 is so deep. That 100 is ridiculously deep now. He has the 991, but there's 5 guys who run faster. He has the win over Gatlin that he got overseas, but that may not be enough because you look at Bromell, you look at Bracey, you look at Lyles, you look at Young, you look at Baker, you look at the college kids that are sharp right now as well too. That's going to be tough. And then you go to the 200, which you think, okay, 991, sub 44, the 200 is where it's at for him. He hasn't had that one click yet. He hasn't broken 20 seconds yet. His PB this year is his PB is 20.24. And again, that's a tough field. Lyles, Bednarik, Laird, Ariane Knighton, the list goes on and on. It's going to be a tough team to make, tougher than we anticipated heading into the season. So this is a very interesting decision for Fred Kerley. I went back and looked, Gordon. According to what I saw, college, and pro, never run rounds in the 100, like over a multiple day meet, or in the 200. So this will be completely new. Yeah, he's done it a million times in the 400, but he's never gone through rounds at a championship type meet in the 100 or the 200. 2019, when he got bronze, he only ran the 400, didn't run a single 100 or 200. So this is very surprising to me. Yeah, you look at it right now. It's weird to see the top guy on the list, 43.64, and then a scratch next to their name.
Yeah, I did not see this coming. Maybe he just, when he ran his 400 overseas, he just didn't like the way he felt. And he's like, I don't think I can handle this over 3 rounds. And he knows something about his body that we don't. But like it's just so, for a guy to first time enter 100 on like the world class stage and expect to be able to make the U.S. 100 meter Olympic team or the 200 meter Olympic team for that matter in the first try, that just has to be, you have to have a lot of confidence for that. Like he has to be like, I know what I'm doing. I think he knows something that we don't know. He knows something about him being able to perform. Maybe he knows that he's ready to run 19.8 and no one knows it yet. He just hasn't had the opportunity and he's just waiting for the trials to show that. And I wouldn't be surprised. If he goes out there and runs 19.8, you'd be like, that makes sense. Because you look at Michael Norman. Michael Norman can do that. And Michael Norman's running kind of fast hundreds as well. So it makes sense. We just maybe haven't seen it. And maybe he knows something. He maybe did some workouts that have been able to prove that he's ready to do what he thinks he can do. Yeah, I mean, it's just wild.
So I'm looking at his yearly marks here, and he's run 3 400s. 1 was indoors, 2 were outdoors. The 44.6 where he got third and got beat by Norman, and then the 44.74. Like those were solid performances. Those were perfectly normal, in line with where we thought he'd be at the season that would set him up for a nice run at the trials. 200 seems like the better path, but it's just so strange to go into the trials never having run sub 20 and never actually having put it together. You're right. Maybe he's run a time trial on his own and run 19.8, which I would totally believe because he's a 991, 43.64 guy. Like it would make sense that he could run that time. But just the fact that it hasn't happened yet in a race would make me a bit nervous. I admire his confidence going for it, but I thought he was almost a sure thing in the 400 because I just thought, the 400 is going to come around. You run in those hundreds as fast as you are, you're going to be ready when the time comes. Very least, you'll get top 3, and then you'll get even better in better shape for Tokyo and have a chance at a good medal.
I mean, we'll get into, maybe we'll save this for the Wednesday pod, but we'll just do a little primer. Are you picking Fred Kerley to make either the 100 or 200 meter team?
I'm saying I gotta look at my notes, Gordon. I gotta dive in. It's gonna be tough. The 100, again, you'd think the 100 would be the better chance, but like who at this point in the 100, and same thing with the 200, who are you leaving off? Are you leaving off Terrence Laird in the 200? Are you leaving off Bednarik? Are you leaving off Lyles? In the 100, you're not. We know we're not leaving off Bromell. So then you got this list, right? Pull up that 100 list again. Yeah, thank you. So that if you're saying Bromell is a lock, then you have Bracey, Young, Kerley, Baker, Martin, King, Gatlin. Go down a little bit more. I want to see if there's anybody else there. Oh, Lyles, right? And you have to factor in Lyles. So there's 8 guys for 2 spots there. I mean, you could cut out some of those people, maybe 6 guys for 2 spots. But it's like you're not going to count out Gatlin. You should not count out Lyles. You know what he's capable of. Young and Bracey just ran 9.8. Okay, Baker, we've seen what he can do. So there's at least 5 guys plus Kerley who we think are going for 2 spots. It's a numbers game at this point, and it's just so crowded now.
I mean, I could see it being Bromell, Bracey, Kerley. That's a possible. I wouldn't be shocking.
Oh, of course, it wouldn't be shocking. Yeah, it's not a question of whether it's shocking. It's just you could come up with 10 of those, though. I could say True. It wouldn't be that surprising if it was Bromell, Baker, Gatlin, or Bromell, Lyles, Gatlin. None of that is surprising. Again, his best result, I think, is not the 991. It's the 996 in Ostrava when he beat Gatlin and DeGrasse. That probably told him, okay, I'm world class in this event, right? Like it's confirmed. It's not just a one-time thing. I've actually beaten these guys. But what I said before, the problem is not beating Gatlin, because you could beat Gatlin and still not make the team. So I don't know. It's fun. It's fun. It's a great discussion point coming into the meet. I mean, imagine if Coleman was here, how crowded this event would be.
Yeah, right? Maybe Fred Kerley doesn't do this if Coleman's here. I think that would be true. I don't think Fred Kerley.
But see, here's he could have done the 4 and the 2, right? The 4 and the 1 overlap, so that's difficult to do. But he could have done.
I think he thinks his best
400 and the 200.
I think he thinks his best 100 between the 1 and the 2 is the 100. We want to say it's a 200 because we think our 400 meter guy coming down would be the longer distance.
Yeah.
But I think to him, I'm going to make the 100 meter team. 200's my backup. That's the way I think he's looking at it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't blame him based on his results, but that's a crazy position to be in for a 400 meter guy. Like, I'm going to skip the 200 and then just be on the team in the 100. Okay. I'm excited for it. Yeah. It's going to give us something to watch right off the bat.